David, you are back with us. We can hear you now. Let me ask that question again. Is it a certainty that the virus will escape again?
Yes, the virus hasn't gone away. It's still here. And lockdowns actually freeze the virus where it is. And as soon as movement starts again, the virus starts to move as well, because the virus exists in people. But what we're saying is that you can actually go on with life, both socially and economically, whilst at the same time holding the virus at bay. And it's that ability to be able to keep the defenses going that will be key to the future life that we're going to have over the next few years until there's a vaccine.
Are you concerned that societies, governments have decided, either through ignorance or deliberate, to accept a higher level of deaths as a price for regaining some form of economic normality?
I hope not. I really do hope not. Because I actually don't think that societies are going to be able to cope with the reality of really potentially very high levels of death. Instead, let's imagine I'm a business leader. What I'm going to ask my government to do is to make certain that the basics of public health are in place right throughout the country. The ability to test people who might have the disease, to trace their contacts, to isolate those who've got the disease, and to protect those who are vulnerable wherever the outbreaks are building up. That's what I want as a business leader. And that's what I believe that all countries everywhere are going to have to put in place really quite fast. It'll be a struggle, but that's going to be the new normal, what I call the COVID-ready state.
You're not satisfied, judging from what I've heard and what you've said, you're not satisfied that we have put in place sufficient testing, tracing, building blocks to allow the reopening to continue?
Well, I think every country's been trying to do it, but sometimes when I read the arguments from countries when they're deciding whether or not to release bits of the lockdown, I ask myself, have they actually prioritized these basic functions that we believe to be necessary for people to live with this virus still as a threat? I think some countries have done really well. Austria's done well, Czech Republic's done well, Greece has done well, many East Asian countries are doing well. And remember, you may still have the odd flare-up, but then what you've got to be able to do is to cope with it super quickly without disturbing everybody, just going to the areas where the disease is. And there, I believe Singapore's done well, and Germany's doing well, though they've got some problems at the moment, which I'm sure they'll get on top of. But not every country's done this. And I suppose what really amazes me is there's not more international cooperation on the standards for the basic level of public health that need to be in place for life to return. It's as though every country is almost going it alone. And from our position in the World Health Organization, we're not sure that that's necessarily the best way to do it.